Joining me now in studio is Jason Childs. He is the Associate Professor of Economics at the University of Regina and one of the co-authors of this report that makes a number of recommendations as Saskatchewan is about to make some choices on how to handle the legalization of pot. Let's talk about the economics of it, Jason.
Absolutely.
This is a complex issue. What does it mean economically for Saskatchewan?
Well, economically, it could be pretty big. We've got estimates of demand ranging all over the place, but we're settling on an estimate of about 25 million grams. So that's a market size of about $250 million in Saskatchewan alone. So that's going to have a big economic impact if we move that market from illegal and underground to the legal market.
What does it mean as far as taxation goes?
It depends on how heavily we're able to tax it. Initially, we're not going to be able to tax this product very heavily because we have to compete with the illicit market in order to make the gains in terms of keeping it away from youth and ensuring safe product. So we're not going to be able to tax this product very heavily right away.
Your recommendations are that there would be a single private distributor of cannabis in Saskatchewan, and then several or a few, I guess that number could be up to interpretation, but retail outlets throughout the province. Why is that the framework you're recommending?
The primary objective of the whole system, at least off the start, has to be to compete with the illicit market. And so we have to allow the people in the retail space and the people in the distribution space to compete effectively with that market. If we don't eliminate that illicit market, we're going to miss out on all the other benefits. And it's the private sector that does that really, really well. Remember, we have a lot of people with, who are very entrepreneurial already participating in this market. And if we're going to squeeze out the illegal providers, then we have to be able to compete with them in terms of price, variety, flexibility, and all those other elements. And so the private sector does that kind of competition thing very, very well.
You spoke of entrepreneurship. Would there be a lot of opportunity for people to get into this business come next year?
I think there's going to be a lot of interesting opportunities out there, and they're going to go from production all the way up to the retail end. And it's going to be, but there is going to be a very hard set of regulations around it. Just looking at the production, that's still going to remain under the auspices of Health Canada. So that's going to be very tightly regulated and very tightly controlled. And we're seeing a lot of big movement, a lot of big money players buying pieces of producers that are already licensed across the country. And we're seeing consolidation of those producers. Where we might see some more economic activity at the local level is in the retail space. And some of those retailers bidding for, if our recommendations are accepted, bidding for the right to be the retailer in specific areas. And that's where some real entrepreneurship is going to happen to make this system work.
Are there other recommendations that you're making that would ensure that that illicit market is displaced, as is the goal?
The whole set of recommendations is really designed around that first stage objective, and then all the other recommendations feed to objectives that can only be accomplished if the illicit market is eliminated. And so that means we have to be competitive right off the hop. We've got to get our legal producers and our legal retailers in a position where they can provide the products that people want at a price that is competitive with the illicit market.
What would you expect the government to do next? What does it need to do next? There's a lot of decisions that need to be made.
There's a lot of decisions that need to be made, but the clock is running. They have to make these decisions, and there has to be legislation tabled very, very soon. Because if we are going to have a regulatory structure around this that allows private participation to give you the best chance to compete with the illicit market, we need that RFP process in place soon.
Jason, thanks for your time today.
Thank you very much.